Hello and welcome to another opinion video, because I guess those are a thing now. First, why did I choose to record this? Well, I see something in the Skullgirls community that I don't really see in any other community that much. Take this with a grain of salt, because I haven't been active in any fighting game community for a while, but I do still like observing them. But in Skullgirls there is this taste for anything that is a talk about balance or tier lists. It's like people are like, we don't need to talk about that because Skullgirls is perfectly balanced. There is literally no reason for that. And I'm here to say, but I think there's reason for that though. Something else is that I am usually misconstrued when I talk about Robo Fortune. Like, I still stand by it, and until I see other things, I'll still say Robo is the weakest character in the game. I say I'm misconstrued because usually when people see that, they think I'm saying Robo is bad and you shouldn't play Robo, no one should play Robo. It's not how language works. Like, let's say I grab the 5 strongest people in the entire world, stick them in a room, and test their physical strength to the limit. I observe them, then I come out, and I say, in my opinion, this person is the weakest in that room. I'm not saying that person is useless. They are still one of the top 5 strongest people in the world. What I'm saying is Skullgirls is a really well balanced game. Me saying Robo is the weakest one doesn't mean they're useless. I just think there is a gap between the other characters, even if it's not that big of a gap. So why am I doing a video titled The Balance Myth or whatever, and then say Skullgirls is one of the most balanced games out there, or Skullgirls is really well balanced? Well, because what I think people truly mean is that, and what I truly mean when I say that, is that Skullgirls does a really good job of masking the flawed balance, is what I'm gonna call. To exemplify this further, I'll actually use another fighting game, Dragon Ball FighterZ. So Dragon Ball FighterZ has a very big roster, and when you watch a tournament, you kinda only see 10 characters of that huge roster, and that sucks. You see everyone is using the same characters, and it gets samey, and it gets boring to watch because I'm watching the same thing, right? Here's where I say something that people will crucify me for. I think Dragon Ball FighterZ is a well-balanced fighting game. It just doesn't do any efforts into masking the flawed balance. And not masking the flawed balance made this tip of the scales when it comes to choosing a character to play as. Like, let's say Android 18. In any discussion you see about Dragon Ball FighterZ, Android 18 is considered to be decent, but not nearly as good as the top 10, right? Shanks still plays Android 18, and gets to top 8 still with Android 18. Does that mean everyone is wrong? No. All the characters in Dragon Ball FighterZ are pretty samey. Some of the best tools in the game are universal mechanics, like Reflect or Chase or Vanish. Everyone has them, and they are really good. So if Dragon Ball FighterZ was a one-on-one fighting game, I think you would see way more variation to who is being picked in tournaments. But since it's a team fighting game, and some assists are just trash, like actual trash fire, why would you go with a character that is still pretty good, but has a trash assist, rather than the character that is good and has a godlike assist? Like, why? The assists make it so that changing a team member an actual step down, an objective step down from another character. That's the problem with Dragon Ball FighterZ. It doesn't allow for any creativity. I'm willing to bet that if Krillin had a solar flare assist or a beam assist, he'd be more used. Some characters still need some buffs, like Krillin, but I don't think they would be so put on the aside on the bench with the water and give water to all the other characters in the game if it allowed for creativity. In this whole section, I ignore the existence of Goku GT. Because Goku GT is kinda bossed up and the best character in the game. And you know why I think that is? Because that's a character that allows for creativity. He has some crazy things, it allows to do several things a lot of characters can't do in that game. Creativity. Imagine if all characters were like Goku GT, that were wild and allowed for creativity. Plus, add customizable assists, maybe just 3 assists or even 2 assists to choose from. Can you imagine a game like that? I can, it's called Skullgirls. In Skullgirls, all characters are crazy, like Goku GT. And you can choose any assist you want from the entire move list. Something Dragon Ball FighterZ doesn't allow you to do. So there are these crazy synergies, crazy team building in the game that is just so creative and so wild and so fun that it masks this flawed balance. But people like to see that as just being well balanced. And we can't say any character is weak, because this is Skullgirls and it's perfect. A tweet comes to mind with all this. It was a tweet by a top Skullgirls player basically saying how to build a team. And how to build a team according to him, and honestly I agree with him if you want to make a competitive team to win. He said, first, choose a character you love. Second, choose a character that uses that synergizes really well with the character you love. And third, pick Bella, Band, or Double. I completely agree with this. The thing about this tweet is that it ended with that doesn't have anything to do with any tier list though. This is where I pivot the conversation to tier list. Did you see that segue? How can it have nothing to do with tier lists? You're telling me I can stick these 3 characters into any team and it would be objectively better? Is that what that tweet is saying? Because it's saying any character you love, any character that synergizes well with that, and Bella, Band, or Double. That sounds like you can stick any of those 3 characters in any team, and a lot of people still agree on that. So if I make a tier list, they would be up there, right? So this is where I come into why tier lists matter. Tier lists matter because they are a mental exercise. That's why my tier list video, lasts for like 46 minutes. Because I'm going through every character, talking about why I think they should go there. It's a mental exercise. And it's a fun mental exercise and it allows you to think. Making a tier list is good for the community at large because you're thinking about the game, you are exploring the game in a different kind of way, you're seeing it a little differently, and you're having discussions about it. That's a good thing in fighting games. But in Skullgirls there's just this, no, we don't need that. It came to a point where there was someone in my stream. It just felt like I was living the Patrick Wallet from SpongeBob, you know? Like I said, I was talking about this and they were just disagreeing with me based on their personal biases with Skullgirls. And I just said like, okay, so this character doesn't have the best resets on their own. It's kinda hard to reset with them consistently. And they said, yes, this other character can reset really well. Like amazingly well on their own, right? Right. First character needs to be more patient in opening people up. They don't really have much in their arsenal to open people up easily, and even Mike Z said that that was true, right? Yes. The second character we're talking about can open people up and has crazy stuff to open people up, right? Yes. The first character needs assist to be truly dangerous, right? Yes. Second character is already dangerous and becomes even more dangerous with assist, right? Yes. So it would be safe to say that even if it's not by much, second character is still better than first character. That's not how that works. Like, I just walked you through how this other character is just pretty better, even if it's not by that much, because it's Skullgirls. The gap is not that big, but the characters should be considered better, and they were just, no, that's not how that works. And it's like, what? What? So, I should have said this in my beginner advice video, so I'm gonna say it now. If you're a new player, a lot of people will tell you, don't look at tier lists. Don't look at tier lists. Tier lists don't matter. And I'm here to tell you, look at tier lists. But don't just look at it if you're new to the game. Usually when someone posts a tier list, there's usually a video where they explain why the tier list came up like that, like step by step. Or they just write a tweet longer or whatever, where they give the reasoning of why their tier list came out like that. See the tier list and read or watch those. Even if it's not by the guy that made the tier list, like that Sagem video, where he looks at a tier list of Street Fighter Season 5. He's looking at it, he's discussing it. You can watch that too. Anyone that knows about the game and is discussing it, watch that. That mental exercise can actually teach you a lot about the game. But if there's nothing and it's just an image, yeah, don't pay attention to the tier list image. That really doesn't work for much. The importance of tier list is the fun exercise and talking about the game. And when you get good at the game, or you at least understand how the game is played, even if you're not comfortable enough with making your own tier list, you can just look at the image now and do the mental exercise for yourself. Try to make your own tier list. Think about why the character would be on top of another character. Just think about it. You don't have to post it or anything because it's a mental exercise. If you have a community with you that is supportive and won't just deny tier lists on the principle that the fighting game is perfect, show it to them. Have a discussion. Have a discussion about why they would disagree or why they would agree on some things. It's a good mental exercise. That would be my advice to beginners. And so we come to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. The next video will probably be on Monday with more Skullgirls Switch experience. See you then.